The critical force test is a really useful way to gather information about a climber's development of the 3 energy systems using just one test. It is grueling, but it provides a lot of information from a short and relatively safe test for a climber to perform. The equipment you'll need for a critical force test is a tension block with a 20mm edge, a Tindeq, a couple carabiners, a daisy chain or webbing straps, and some kind of weight to hold on to with the other hand to anchor you to the ground. Finally, you'll need your phone to connect to the Tindeq with to run the app. The critical force test taxes all of our energy systems, and so to accurately assess this, we need to warm up really well for it. So I would start off with a full body exercise, something like rowing or the air bike or some circuits in the climbing gym, something like that to do for 5 minutes. And then we move into a specific warm-up where we start with a little bit of hangboarding. To do this, we'll want to set up the whole rig for the critical force test, which involves finding a high attachment point like a high bar on a squat rack or a high pull-up bar. You use the sling, the carabiners, the Tindeq, and the tension block all in a chain to set up the tension block at a height where it's overhead and you can reach up to it. I like to warm up with a couple active finger pulls. I do 2 sets of 3 pulls on each arm. And for these, you just curl your fingers into the block aggressively. The first set I'll usually do about 80% intent, and the second set is about 90% intent. And I do this with a straight arm, and just really gets that final warm up for the fingers. Once you're done with that, rest about 5 minutes and then you're ready for the test. Begin by grabbing the kettlebell or the weight with your non-dominant hand and establishing yourself under the tension block. You want to take a split squat stance with your arms straight overhead and your shoulder engaged, but your elbow should be at a 180-degree or straight angle. We want to take out the contributions of the pulling muscles and really isolate the finger flexors. The test will be 24 7-second repetitions with 3-second rest between. And for each of those, you're going to lower your body weight by sagging your hips and applying all your weight through your fingers onto the edge. And for every rep, you want to give it 100% from the first one to the last one. We need to test all of the energy systems, and so it's really important to go all out every rep. It's helpful to look at the output on the app while you're doing this, and so you can see the force you're generating and try to maintain force through each 7-second rep.